This is getting out of control, so let's talk about how political correctness is destroying us. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that many of you have been asking about, one that sparks a lot of conversation and strong feelings. The role of political correctness in our society and its impact on national identity and governance. It's a complex issue, so let's try to unpack it together. Have you ever felt like you have to walk on eggshells, carefully choosing your words to avoid unintentionally causing offense? It's a feeling many people share. This brings us to the core of our discussion. Where is the line between being considerate and respectful of others, and feeling like our own freedom of expression is being limited? Let's consider the idea of open dialogue. Strong societies are built on the ability to discuss a wide range of ideas, even those that are uncomfortable or challenging. When we start labeling certain topics as off-limits, we risk creating echo chambers where only one viewpoint is heard. This can make it harder to find common ground and solve the real problems we face as a community. The goal should be to foster understanding, not to silence debate. Think about the principles of free speech. It's one of the cornerstones of many democratic societies, designed to protect our right to express our thoughts and beliefs. Having freedom of religion and speech means that I am free to choose any religion that I want or not to choose any at all. It means to say what I feel or think without any repercussions. Now in the UK, you cannot say that you like bacon because you will be arrested, or walk your dog in your local park because you are a threat to migrants hanging out in the park. In the USA, a soldier cannot say that he is against Israel's war actions because he is considered a threat to national security. Now, the government, the Pentagon, and the Army can come up with all the protocols and explanations they want, but it is clear that 1. We lost our freedom of speech when it comes to talk bad about Israel, and 2. Our government officials have sold their soul to Israel. Now, let's remind to our government officials that they work for us, not for Israel. That soldier did not take an oath to Israel, and that we, the people, are against you sending our tax money to Israel. But what happens when this principle seems to clash with the desire to create a more inclusive and harmonious environment? It's a delicate balancing act. How do we ensure everyone feels welcome and respected without individuals feeling censored or that their own cultural identity is being sidelined? This leads to another important question about national identity. What does it mean to belong to a country? For many, it's about shared values, history, and traditions. It's about a sense of community and a collective story. There's a growing concern that in our efforts to be globally minded and welcoming, we might be unintentionally diluting the very things that make our cultures unique. People start to wonder if their heritage is being valued or if it is being pushed aside to make way for a more generic, globalized culture. This is especially felt when policies seem to prioritize the sensitivities of newcomers over the long-standing traditions of the local population, especially when those newcomers come here with all the arrogance in the world demanding respect, imposing their religion and beliefs, and censuring anyone who dares to say anything about it. All that can create a feeling of alienation within your own homeland, especially when those newcomers get free living accommodations, free food, and get to hang out in parks all over the UK harassing and attacking young girls. Also, when public spaces or schools change long-held traditions to avoid causing potential offense, it can leave many citizens feeling like their culture is no longer the primary one in their own country. This isn't about being unwelcoming. It's about the feeling that you're becoming a stranger in your own home. The conversation then naturally shifts to governance. How should our leaders navigate these tricky waters? The role of a government is to serve all its citizens, balancing the needs of the many with the rights of the few. However, when policies are heavily driven by a desire to appear correct on the global stage, it can lead to decisions that do not always reflect the will or the well-being of the majority of its people. This can create a sense of disconnect between the government and the governed. People may feel that their leaders are more concerned with international perception than with the day-to-day realities and values of their own constituents. When citizens feel that their concerns are being dismissed as outdated or insensitive, it erodes trust in public institutions. And a society without trust is a society on shaky ground. So, what's the path forward? It's not about abandoning our commitment to being a decent, compassionate, and respectful society. It's about finding a better balance. It's about reaffirming the importance of free and open debate. We need to be able to talk about these issues without fear of being unfairly labeled or shut down. We need to foster a culture where different viewpoints can be heard and considered on their merits. We also need to have an honest conversation about national identity. It's okay to celebrate our unique cultures and histories. In fact, it's essential. A strong national identity gives us a sense of belonging and shared purpose. It doesn't have to come at the expense of being a welcoming and inclusive society. True diversity is about appreciating differences, not erasing them in the name of a sanitized, one-size-fits-all culture. Ultimately, this is a call for a return to common sense. Let's focus on building resilient communities where everyone feels they have a stake. Let's encourage leaders to govern with wisdom, courage, and a deep respect for the people they serve, all the people. It's about creating policies that are practical and fair, not just performative. We can be both a proud and a welcoming nation. The two are not mutually exclusive. What are your thoughts on this? I'm genuinely interested to hear your perspective. Let's have a constructive conversation in the comments below. Remember to be respectful of one another, even when you disagree. That's how we move forward. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you found this discussion valuable, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content like this. We appreciate your support. See you in the next video.